Well, hello, Jacqueline. How are you?
I'm
Uh,
doing well, thanks.
Great. My name is Cheryl Monroe, and have been knowing Jacqueline all of her life. And I am so excited today to interview you on today. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, so thanks for doing this with me for the students of NAF. Y'all, everyone, this is my mom, Cheryl Monroe, and I'm happy that she participated to interview me. So to tell people about myself, I am Jacqueline Twillie, president at ZeroGap.co.
Awesome, awesome. And I know that you are best-selling author.
Yes, so I am the best-selling author of two books, Navigating the Career Jungle and Don't Leave Money on the Table, Negotiation Strategies.
Absolutely, absolutely. And so, tell us a little bit what you do at your company.
Zero Gap is a professional training and development firm based in Dallas, Texas. And what we do is we support companies to enhance the toolkit of the women leaders who work within their organization. As a leader, you deal with a lot of challenges day to day. But for women who work in traditionally male dominated industries, there's a different level of challenges that they face. And it can be a result of unconscious bias in most cases. So what we do is we give them the tools and the techniques so that when they're in their workplace, they can be the most effective leader possible.
Okay, awesome. So, what is your role in the company?
I am the president of the company. So what that means is I set the direction and the strategy for the company. I also do a lot of the training and development courses as the president as a result of my books. So from day to day, it looks like I'm taking meetings with partners, negotiating contracts. I am interviewing contractors who may be working with us and making sure that the business is serving our clients to the full intention of making sure that the women that we work with have the tools and techniques that they need to lead successfully.
Well, I think you kind of just led us right into the next question that I was getting ready to ask, which would have been what was some of your responsibilities, and I think you maybe have covered that.
Yes, I think I just covered a lot of those responsibilities.
Yes, you did. So on my next question is, what education or general skills are needed for your profession?
So, for professional training and development, you have to be a student of knowledge because you're constantly teaching. And in the space where you're working with people who are in leadership roles, it's important to understand the latest research. So, a skill that's required is reading, being able to analyze data, and being able to translate that. And ultimately, it means you have to master your oral and written communication skills.
Okay, wonderful. So given how much COVID-19 has impacted our daily lives, would you we would love to hear some of your thoughts of at least one of the following questions.
Okay.
Okay. And so this question is, many of our students are now going to school remotely, and some have remote internships over the summer. What are some of the tips of working and learning remotely?
Okay, so some of the tips from working remotely and learning remotely. I'll cover working remotely first as one of the questions. So when you're working remotely, it's important to establish a routine. And if you're working from home, to find and designate an area of your home or your apartment where you can log in daily.
Mhm.
Another tip is to get dressed like you would for work. It's easy when you're working from home to wear sweatpants and flip flops, but it definitely helps if you're prepared in the mental state to be dressed. Another tip that is helpful is to make sure that you designate a clear log on time and log off on time. Because
Mhm.
when you're working from home, it's easy for you to work all throughout the day, which can lead to burnout if you're not taking proper breaks and if you're not ending your day at a consistent time. So
Okay.
when you're in a traditional office, when you leave for the day, that is a clear indicator that the workday has ended. But when you're at home and you're not leaving, that line is blurred. So if you establish those times, it helps you to stay more in a rhythm that separates home from work.
Oh, wow.
And your
Awesome.
second question was about learning.
Yes.
Some of those same tips apply, but in addition to that, it's important as you're learning from home that you're taking regular breaks,
Mm-hmm.
reviewing your notes before you're moving to the next lesson. And if you
Mm-hmm.
have an opportunity to collaborate, whether it's in a group chat or a video chat, to take advantage of those to share your knowledge. Because in a learning environment, you learn more when you have diversity of thought. So don't skip the opportunity to engage with your peers.
Awesome. Okay, our next question is, what is the one thing you know that you would have liked to have known about your field or your profession before moving forward?
That's a great question. One of the things I wish I would have known is how the evolution of learning and development continues to progress. In the current COVID-19 era, one of the things that we are all learning as learning and development companies and professionals is the importance of keeping an audience engaged in a digital format. So I wish I would have known that in advance.
Okay. Okay, and then the next question is, what is the most interesting experience you have had at work?
So with my work as president of Zero Gap, I get to travel all over the world and meet with lots of different people. One of
Hmm.
my most interesting experiences was being able to connect with someone at the airport, and just out of genuine conversation, we struck up a conversation and that led to a business relationship. So with the students of NAF, I would encourage all of you, when we talk about networking, for you to consider that networking isn't just going to an event. Networking is anywhere you can be. And it's about being genuine, being true to yourself. And as the example I just shared with you, one of my most interesting experiences was starting a business relationship with someone who I was sitting next to at the airport.
Oh, absolutely wonderful. Wonderful sharing, Jacqueline. Beautiful. What would you like to share as far as your last piece of wisdom or your last piece of advice that you would like to give to the students?
So my parting piece of guidance for students is to stay hopeful and stay positive. I know a lot of you are living in an environment that you didn't plan for. Many of you were hoping for a great graduation and a summer with internships leading into your career. But really think of this not as a disaster, but as an opportunity for you to have deepening your skill set and for you to be able to present yourself as an agile professional.
Mm-hmm.
Agile meaning somebody who can adapt to any environment. And this
Mm-hmm.
is something great that you can use on your resume, that you were able to complete your education in a fully remote environment during a global pandemic and
Mm-hmm.
move on to an internship and thrive in that internship, even with a lot of constant change and uncertainty. So I'm super excited for all of you who are graduating, and congratulations.
Okay, awesome. You said something in regards to being able to use this or being able to finish the education during this pandemic. How will they be able to use that?
Well, on your resume, you're going to list your current education, you're going to list your experience. What I would encourage you to do is whatever your biggest aha moment is, whether you finish the semester with a 4.0 or you finish the semester overcoming challenges of maybe not having a strong internet connection or living in a shared space, or maybe even leaving campus, your college campus early and finishing your education in a different environment, list it out as a single bullet that you overcame that challenge. So a lot of you at NAF, you know the STAR method, where you interview, you talk about the situation, task, action, and result. You can use the STAR method to create a bullet to talk about how you were able to navigate this current crisis.
Wonderful. Thank you so very much, Jacqueline, for your wisdom that you have shared with us. This has been a phenomenal interview. Thank you again.
Thank you so much. And for those of you who would like to connect with me, you can find me on LinkedIn Jacqueline Twillie. I am also on all social media platforms, and I have lots of free video resources to help you grow in your profession. On YouTube, search Jacqueline Twillie and the channel will come up. And thanks again for interviewing me, Mom.
You're welcome.